All of us take photos on our phones, whether it be of people, of places, or of animals. However, there is another way to take good quality photos without using our phones. Today, I will be teaching you how to use a professional camera. I've been using a professional camera for over 5 years now. I will be teaching you how to adjust the brightness settings, the motion settings, and which settings are appropriate for different events and locations. First, I will teach you how to use brightness settings. I will show you the settings for my camera as they are now, and I will take a quick practice shot. As you can see, the photo has a yellow hue to it. That is due to the lights in the room. The lamp over there and the light above me are yellow lights. However, this K is white, and you can notice that the K is white in the photo, which means your settings are correct. If you can see the white in the photo and tell that it's white without having any color distortion, then you know you have the right settings. I will be telling you about aperture and ISO. They play hand in hand in the camera settings. Those are just fancy words for what the camera has named its brightness settings. So, aperture is determined, by this fraction here. If I lower this fraction, you can see the difference between the first photo and the second photo. The second photo is noticeably darker. So that means the lower your fraction, the lower your brightness. If I put it upwards, the photo will be lighter. See, it's too bright here because you can see over here, the light is too much right here. It's too bright. You can't see the outline of the bulbs. Right? I will put that back down. So ISO is measured in hundreds to thousands places. Since I am inside, I am using the highest setting, but if you were outside, typically sunny areas, you would use between 100 and 200. So I'm going to lower my ISO speed to 400 and take another photo. You can see this photo is much darker than the other three. So lowering your ISO lowers the rate at which your camera closes and snaps the picture, which means it's going faster. And the faster it goes, the less light it allows inside. So that is why I am using a higher number. Next, I would like to talk to you about the speed of the camera lens. I already mentioned previously about the ISO and how it affects the speed at which the lens closes. However, there is another way at which the speed closes. It is called the shutter speed. It is measured with this f5.6 here. Now to change this, you would press this AV button here and hold it. And you see the orange arrows? When I hold it, they switch. And to change the number, I scroll on this wheel. So the higher the shutter speed, the faster the lens closes, which means it is a darker photo. And the lower the speed, the brighter the photo. All right. All three of those settings play hand in hand to change how the photo itself looks. However, these settings are used at different times and play parts at the events that you go to. Next, I would like to talk about the events. For example, say I am at a football game in the middle of the night. The football players are running and kicking balls and throwing them, and so I would need to, if I wanted to capture them as a still shot to where it looked like they weren't moving at all, I would need a higher shutter speed, which means I would need a higher aperture to capture that still frame. If I were, for example, shooting someone's senior photos where they are standing still, I would not need as high of a shutter speed because they are not in movement, they are standing still. The white balance, if you see here, it says WB. If you click on that, it will show you all these different icons. If you scroll, or if you see here, I am using the setting Tungsten Light. That is for the yellow/orange colored light bulbs of an inside building. If you were outside, you would use the daylight, and I will show you what that looks like where if you use the wrong white balance for the environment that you're in. So I am using daylight now with my already determined settings. And you see, it is a much more orange photo than this one here. So changing your white balance changes the hue of the photo. Right. To wrap this up, I would like to conclude by recapping of what I have talked about today. I have explained to you that aperture, ISO, and shutter speed all affect the photo itself and how it looks. However, I have also talked to you about how each environment that you walk into requires different settings and different components for each setting to work properly. Now that you know all of this, I would encourage you to pick up a camera yourself and take photos and experiment as much as you please. Thank you.